Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Minecraft. We are over here at my house where I have started doing some of the interior work. So this is starting to take shape as a kitchen. This is like the kitchen island. This is potentially a stove. I think we could put some banners there. And then we need to start working on the living room. Unfortunately, the living room requires a whole lot of lime dye. That was the whole reason that we went way off that way to get to the desert, to the Badlands, etc. last time. But all we have is 15 cactus, which is not enough. So I think the first thing that we are going to do this episode is, now that we know that my cactus farm idea works, I'm gonna put together a cactus farm. This isn't from a tutorial. I'm not even putting this out in creative. We're just gonna build this together. I've also created this box, which is my beacons box. So this is enough blocks of iron to create a full pyramid, full-size pyramid, which is a 9x9 base. This piece of paper is just there because I can never remember how to build the pyramid. And then these are to actually activate the beacon once it's all set. So we'll just throw that in here. It's actually a blue box, even though it didn't quite look like it because of the yellow lighting here. But yeah, I think we'll go ahead and put that probably over in our sort of farming district over there. So looking at this space, I think more or less just over here, just next to the moss farm is probably going to be fine. I'm not expecting this to be a super big farm or anything, and I am just kind of winging it. My thought process is just, we'll make it wide enough so that we can have one hopper in the middle and full water streams in the corners, and wherever they converge, that's how big we're going to make it. And then once we get a little bit more cactus, we can start building up. We can have a few layers of it, and we'll just see what that actually ends up meaning. Let's get rid of all this grass here so I can see what the heck I am doing first. Okay, so I don't know if this is actually the right size. This is 5 out and then 1 up just to keep the water in. So if I put... That was... hold on, please. I'm just trying to experiment here. Okay, so that's actually 1 too big. We only need to go 4 out, then I think that's the way to go. So let's bring this all in by 1 and see what happens. All right, so I moved it a little bit. I resized it. So in theory, if I put this water down, yes, good. Let's go grab another little bit of water over here. Water in this corner. Yes, good. Okay, so now any object that falls anywhere here will be pushed towards this hopper, which is great. And there's just enough room under here that I can put a chest there. It'll still be able to open. We can access the hopper. Everything is all set. I should probably have moved this up 1 more, but this will be fine. So now we need to put down the sand on which to put the cacti. But in order to put down sand, we need to make sure that the sand has something to sit on, because sand is a block that will fall without something to rest on. So we may need to put fences down first, like just floating fences. Oh, I can't light this up because those are not full blocks. I will probably eventually need to enclose this. I imagine that some bits of cactus will pop off and go flying off that way, which will be annoying. But I just want to get this started. So this is the start of this. Let me figure out what I'm going to set the sand blocks on, these guys, and see how that goes. Okay, so I think I have a pretty good layout here. I'm just setting it on top of slabs. We only have 15 cactus right now. So that is what that is. Then if I put up these... If any of those grow, I probably don't actually need quite this many, right? So these 2 can connect to that one, which means I don't really need this one. This is hurting my brain a little bit right now. All right, I think this works. So these 2 can connect to that. I don't need one there. Those 2 can connect to that. These 2 everywhere in the middle here basically can connect to any of these ones in the middle, and then we have the same setup over here. So then we just get rid of all the dirt blocks. Try not to injure ourselves on the cactus. So I think this should work. Any cactus that grows up will connect to one of these fences. Parkour! And when it does that, it should pop off, as we saw before. It should come down here into the hopper, and that will produce us some more cactus. So we'll just let this go for a little bit, make sure it's actually working, get rid of some of this setup stuff that I had to use, and then we'll just make sure it's working. Where'd the other dirt go? Huh? All right, well, this has been going on for not a very long time, but long enough to make sure that it's working. I haven't seen any incidents. No cactus is making it to the exterior area here. None of it's getting caught on anything else. And it's all working its way down to the hopper. So we had enough to stick the last one in there, our 16th cactus on there. I think now if we just build directly above this and keep these fences going straight up, then any cactus that pops off will not be able to land on top of the fence. And it should all make its way down here. So let me go grab some more slabs and sand, and we'll just see if we can build this up. I think 2 to 3 layers is probably enough for now. I don't think we're going to need cactus a lot, but for the moment, lime green dye does happen to be what I need. So it's good to have access to a farm that can produce it at a somewhat reasonable rate, at least. So let me go do that. Okay, so I think a flaw in my plan here is that I can't actually just continue these all the way up, or I will not be able to place the cactus on the sand. So what we might need to do is just make a full second layer. So just exactly this, but a full layer with water streams, and that will just dump it right down the middle onto that hopper. We could do it without this layer, but I think the problem that we are likely to run into is that it's going to get caught on those fences. I don't think it'll get caught on the, on the cactus, because I am placing this over the cactus. But it would get caught on those fences, and that would be a problem. So let me go grab some more slabs. We'll get this built up and make sure that I'm not crazy here, but I think this will work. All right, the second layer is in. It's not a perfect solution. I definitely did find one piece of cactus on the edge throughout this. So at some point, probably the thing to do, I don't need to fully enclose it, but if we put sort of at the same level as the cactus here, if we just put in maybe at this level and the cactus level, we just put in a glass wrap, I think that will prevent any cactus from yeeting itself off to the side there and solve that problem. So we have 2 layers here, just sitting here for a little bit. We got 8 cactus now, which I think I will go ahead and convert into dye, which I have to do in a furnace. I forgot that this is a multi-step process. Then we can convert this to lime dye, which we can then use to make our terracotta into lime green terracotta, and then I can put that on the walls. Okay, so we have an entire stack of lime terracotta to decorate this wall with now, which is exciting. And yeah, wow. You know, this house, I feel like it has taken me almost this entire series to get to this point, and it probably shouldn't have, really. But the thing about all this, for me at least, is I think some people look at these sort of situations and they go, aha, look, a blank canvas for me to build on. And that's like exciting for some people. But I look at this and I think, holy moly, there are so many decisions to make. So for example, decision number 1, you know, where am I going to live? Where will my house be located? Decision number 2, how big is my house going to be? Decision number 3, what style is my house going to be? Decision number 4, What color palette am I going to use? And that brings us basically to where we are now. We decided on a location, which is here at the top of the hill. So that was easy. Then I wanted it to sort of fit with the theme that I was going with. So I picked a style. I found a reference thing to give me something to go off of, which got us to this point. Or, well, it got us to the general shape. Then I picked a color palette, and then I started building. And then after I built, I discovered that actually I didn't like the roof. I wanted something here. That wasn't big enough. All sorts of things that I discovered along the way. Then I went to build inside and realized I forgot to make it big enough to actually color the walls like this. I think this looks pretty good, though. I think this needs to come out. I need to put another block there. It's looking kind of weird to me. I might also bring this out one more. Yeah, speaking of decisions that need to be made. So anyway, then we get here, then it's just a lot of like, oh no. Like we've got the exterior, but now the interior. Now it's all the like micro level decorating, right? So far we've done macro level. We got the house, and now it's the micro level. So, boy, it just takes me a really long time to get to this point. Do I want to do... Wow, I've already used that entire stack. Is this going to be too tight? I think that's okay. It's not my favorite, but it does kind of hide the stairs. So I guess I need to go make another stack. So anyway, not to ramble on too long about why it has taken me so long to get here, but you get the idea. You know, if you feel the same way, let me know how you deal with it in the comments. I would love to hear how other people approach this sort of situation, so to speak. Yeah, once we get some more white concrete in to finish out the kitchen, I think we can experiment a little bit more with that. So now that that is decorated, I think we'll put some carpets down for rugs, maybe like a couch kind of thing. Actually put in some glass over in the windows. Can't do anything about that really. I mean, I guess I could put a slab there. That might look okay. Then up here we have to deal with the fact that these are all bottom slabs, which I don't love because you run into this situation where everything just floats. So I think the way to deal with that is to actually have that mostly just exist here. And then as we get into sort of the back corners, maybe it'll kind of come around like this to sort of like a secondary rise. I think this I want to stay down because I want to have to sort of step up to that window. And I think that's a slab. Yeah, so we can also deal with that by just bringing that up one more and then putting slabs across there or something. I don't know exactly how I'm going to deal with that. I probably need to figure out a color for these walls, decide if I want this to be multiple rooms, figure out the attic, and then how do I get up into the attic? How do I close that off? You can see what I mean about just getting overwhelmed by decisions all the time. But for right now, I think it would be nice to just look out as the sun sets and just kind of enjoy the view for a little bit. That's enough enjoying things. Back to work. Okay, I mean, this transition is a little awkward. You know, it is what it is. That's just kind of how houses are. I did bring this out, so I think that looks better. Maybe we even do this, huh? I was thinking that we might hang some, like, cabinet type things there, but actually, you know what? I think that is kind of weird. We'll leave it like that, but we can still put cabinets all the way around here and around there. That still leaves just enough room to walk past. So it's not the most spacious kitchen ever, but I think that should be pretty good. And then we'll start building out the living room. So, hey, it's nice to have some color in here now. Okay, so I thought it would be fun to open this up a little bit. I want to make it like a big sliding glass door. I just went to animate that with my real life hands, and of course you can't see that because this is Minecraft. But big sliding glass door type thing is what I'm going for here. I might even make it bigger, or we might just put a little window here. Yeah, we could put a little 2x2. There we go. So we got a window, we get a door, we can get like a corner cabinet, and then this I'm thinking is for the couch. So we'll put something here, some kind of lamp or something that comes up. I need to get some more of these to put on the sides, and then I might do something with the armor stand mod and slabs to make pillow sorts of things. I think that could be fun. I haven't really messed around with the armor poser mod too much. It's the same one the hermits are using. Yeah, armor poser. But I'm out of dark oak, and I don't have any dark oak saplings. So after I take a little nappy here, I think I need to go on a journey. All right, there we go. Something like that, but with like a lamp here. So now we've got this wrapping all the way around. I just need... How do I make armor stands? Like that. Okay, so I think we can do... There's like a couple ways we could do this. We could do, you know, Old Faithful here. I think that looks a little weird. But now that's stuck there until I do something else. Yeah, there we go. I think that looks a little bit more in keeping with what we want. So for the rest of this, we would do like, that's not what I wanted. Armor stand, and we'll give you, take this. Take a slab. Why can't I give this to you? Am I... Hello? So we have... Okay, so shift click or control click in my case to get here. Align held block so it appears on the surface. I mean, that's nice. Yes, let's try that. Okay, I have to have the arm so that I can actually see it. Then, whoa. Okay. I don't care about the gravity. I do want it to be invisible. I do want it to not have a base plate. Click and scroll. It's close. You get the idea. Let me fuss with this and then we'll come back. It's a little shiny though. I should maybe change this out for a... that's not... Hello? Where's the armor stand? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, something like that. This is with polished diorite now, which is less shiny, which I think works. I mean, it would be great if I could have, I don't know, like I keep talking about a terracotta slab or a concrete slab, then I could get a pretty nice one. I think terracotta would work well, actually. Like a green one? The problem is, if I use a full block, it's gonna be a very square pillow, and I don't think that really is the vibe that I want. So for now, we'll do this. I'm going to come here and lock this. And we're done. So I can interact with this, but I can't like accidentally punch it, even though it's right there. So now we have a pillow. I'm gonna put one on the other side. Maybe we do a couple of them. Do like 4, one there, and then in those corners. I don't know. There, now we got pillows on both sides, and I got rid of the extra torches because obviously we have a light source in here now. So hey, I'm pretty stoked about this living room. All right, me. I should probably stop ignoring the kitchen now. Let's go experiment with banners, which will be easy to do since, you know, since those are looms. All right, so I've never really messed with banners before. I guess the idea is we put a color in, we have our banner. If we have a pattern, we can use that. But I'm just kind of thinking of something simple here, right? Trying to make this look like a stove door. And in order to do that, is it possible for us to take gray and kind of outline it and then have black in the middle, maybe? So let's say this would do that, which is kind of what I want. Or like that, I think. Let's just see what this looks like. So, not quite what, that's interesting. That when you whack it, it turns white. That might be just a shader pack thing. So if I put this back in here, maybe we just do like half with like a line in the middle. Maybe we do gray with a line in the middle. So we do this, I want it to just be like, almost like two. Oh, wait, almost. Hold on. So if we take that and we take the gray and we do this, now that's kind of gonna look like a, that didn't quite do what I wanted. Oh, hold on. I think I see. So if I take this and I do what I had, right? So I take this, then we take the black and just do this. That was more what I was thinking of. We take the gray and we do that. Then we take the black and we make the line. Is that even what I want for the look? How? Maybe I just put a furnace there. We have the option for a regular furnace. God, that's so basic though. I mean, we could do this and then rails across the top. That's kind of like a stove. Here's what we'll do. Something like that as a stove with other blocks around it. This is why I haven't gotten anywhere on the kitchen yet. Oh, I'm gonna have to think about this one a little bit more, but we did add more pillows. So this is a very comfy, cozy living room now. I don't really need that light either, actually. The full effect. I'm pretty excited about that. That looks nice. And I managed to, so if you put this in the head slot instead of the arm slot, it's both a little bit easier to position like this and it is brighter for some reason. Something about the way, I think when you angle it, it's probably interacting with another part of the armor stand that is causing it to turn grayish as if it is, you know, inside another block or whatever. That was kind of messing with it. Now we have nice white pillows that fit the theme a little bit better. Thought I would take a break from the kitchen here because this is frustrating me and put together a table and a little floating corner shelf. I tried to fit in two. I think I could probably do it if I do trapdoors instead of slabs, but I don't think I have any on me. No, so I'd have to go make some more and maybe I can make that work. The table, I think the design is okay, but what I'm realizing is, you really have to build the house a lot bigger than you think you do. Like I could fit chairs over here. Not saying I would do these for chairs. Probably do scaffolding or something. The old scaffolding and trapdoor trick. But I can't, like, you can't put them right here. That looks weird. At least not with that. I can't put this up any taller because then that looks weird. This is like the right height. I could maybe do all trapdoors to make it a little thinner because this is pretty thick. I can't put chairs over here. Like, who's gonna sit here? There's no room. No one can really sit here. So you have to have truly obnoxiously large house for this to make sense. It makes it a lot harder to have these nice sort of comfy, cozy spaces. So I'm just gonna leave this for now. And we're gonna leave this alone for now because I need some time and space away from that. But I'm very happy with this. I like the way that turned out. I've probably already said that, but too bad. I'm very excited about it. I should probably shrink this window. Or maybe we just do green all the way over, or we do white all the way over. Oh, this is why I hate working on houses. It is hard. All right, yeah, there we go. So if I do trapdoors, I can squeeze a little flower pot on there and other sorts of decorations. I can probably use armor stands to get something up here because that's technically on the bottom half of that block. This one was a little higher up because I think that actually looks a little better, but this way works with the flower pot, so it is what it is. I'm pretty okay with how that's turned out. We're gonna leave the rest of this stuff for now for this episode, because I want to make sure that I get back on schedule after the enormous pause between episodes last time. We got the holidays coming up. It's a whole time. If you're watching this far in the future, it's November, so it is what it is. I should probably give in and close this off. Anyway, so that'll be it for this episode. I think slowly but surely we're going to get this house finished. And then we can start texturing some of these things because I keep saying I'm going to do that and then I keep not doing it. So if you enjoyed this episode, do make sure you subscribe. Hit the like button if you liked it. I will see you guys in the next episode.